Welcome back to Miss Crafts-A-Lot's Lair. I'm Barbie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here today to show you this simple, basic, could be wedding card, could be an anniversary card depending on your taste, or the taste of the bridegroom, husband, wife. Super simple. I am using the Hostess Love You Lot set and the Sale-A-Bration Any Occasion set. The reason why I'm using these sets today is the fact that Sale-A-Bration is almost over. So if you're watching this after March 31st, if this is into April, kid you not, this is not an April Fool's. Sale-A-Bration will be over. I'm also going to be using the watercolor pencils, as well as the archival basic black Stampin' pad. Mine's a little, messy stamper here. Now today's paper, we're using an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Pool Party for the card base, as well as a 4-inch by 5.25-inch piece of watercolor paper. Now, before I get started on stamping, I did want to show you, because I have been getting questions about the stamp sets, especially because this is the photopolymer, about how I make sure that I am putting that on the right way. Because as you can tell, this is two different stamps. One is the string, and one is the word. I have my string already on the clear black. What I do is I just lay it down. Just put it down on the table on my surface, so then that way it takes its natural shape. And because my black is a little on the smaller side for the stamp, I'm going to put it diagonal across there. So now it's going to be in its shape, and it's going to fit perfectly right where it's supposed to. And then I need my Mr. and Mrs. I'll do the same thing. Now the joys of this photopolymer stamps is the fact that if you don't want to go curved and you want it to be straight, you can straighten it out, which is something I'm going to be showing in another video. Let's get to stamping. So I am going to stamp off of the paper onto one corner. And stamp off of the corner, off the paper in the other corner. Grab my congratulations. And get this lined up best as possible on camera. And the Mr. and Mrs. Now, for the cutesy little ladybugs that I am going to put in the middle of the paper, a little higher up. And I'm using my aqua pen today. Close up my ink so I don't get my fingers in it anymore. And the watercolor that I am going to be using today are the Old Olive, the Real Red, Bermuda Bay, and the Early Espresso. Now, I'm going to start off with the Early Espresso and color a nice little road for these guys. Kind of just winging it where I want to put it, where I think it should be. Doesn't have to be perfect. I am also not a watercolor specialist, so No one has ever accused me of being an artist. Now I'm using Old Olive to color in the grass, depending on what you want to do as far as the grass goes and how much green and how much color you want. You can put more color, less color, totally up to you. Now I'm going to use Bermuda Bay for the sky. I am going to start off with the sky, and this is the watercolor paper, so I don't have to go as easy with it. You can still use the watercolor markers with easy water on your regular Whisper White paper and your glimmer paper, shimmer paper. You just have to go a little bit easier on the water. And as far as the watercolor paper, it will tend to kind of curl up, as you can see in the corner. And I wipe my brush off every so often on some paper towels I have sitting here. And you also have to be careful too with the fact that down around here the colors will bleed together. I tend to not worry about it because I think it adds some character and to the paper and to my work, but others may not particularly find it so yay. So you may want to let your paper dry between colors, or do that part, the bleedy part, technical terms here, before you head on to color color from here up to here is basically what I'm trying to get out of my mouth, but it's not wanting to come out. Work from the bleedy parts away. That's what I was trying to say in my not so graceful way. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I think it adds a little bit to the piece of work. Like I said, not an artist. And wipe your brush off between colors, of course, just until it runs clear. And I do have a nice blue tinge to the tip of my aqua pen. As long as it's coming out clear, I don't worry about it. It's a sign of love, like stained stamps. It's just a sign of love. To let this dry for a little while before I put it on my card. So I will be back here shortly. And we're back. I've let this dry a bit, but I just wanted to show you as well. I'm going to come in and just kind of draw in some grass around. This is kind of wet, just a little bit wet. But as you can see in the finished version of this card, there's a little grass. So I am going to use my tape runner here real fast, and the final step on this card is to adhere this to the front of it. I hope that this card has inspired you to make a similar card or do your own card. I would love to know what you guys come up with. So have a wonderful time, and until next time,